All right, hello everyone. Welcome to another live stream on WooEnglish. As always, this is your favorite channel, your favorite source of news and also of learning English and improving your English, WooEnglish, where we teach you English through stories. And today we talk about a very big event that just happened a few days ago, which is the Venezuela situation. I think most of you have been watching, following what's going on, how the United States intervened, attacked Venezuela, and took the president and his wife. And today we are going to dive deep into that through English and also through some language and vocabulary exercises. So we'll try to learn the facts, and at the same time, we are going to learn some language alongside. So facts plus language about the Venezuela situation today. So welcome. I would love to thank Osteel TW. Thank you so much for the sub. I would love to give you a shout out. Thank you so much for the sub. Android is here very early today. What time is it, Android? And how are you doing first? So what time is it? And how are you doing? Because I know most of the time is not convenient for you. So how do you think about the time? So before we start today, I would love to invite you to double click on the screen to give this video a like before we start. You already know the content today will be amazing. Also, if this is your first time watching this channel, make sure to subscribe. Or if you know someone who would benefit from what we do, make sure to share this video with them. Okay, so I think the time is convenient for you, Android, I think. And we also have the same time as me. It's also 2 p.m. in my country. So we're following at the same time, I think. Because I thought you are from a different time zone. So as I said, today we talk about the situation in Venezuela. Very, very interesting. Can you tell me in the chat, yes or no? Do you know what happened in Venezuela? Yes or no? If you could, of course, explain it in like tiny terms, that would be great. Do you know what happened in Venezuela? Let me see. Let me check if I can have a poll, because today I would love to do a poll, but I'm not sure if I can or cannot. Unfortunately, I cannot. Oh, no. All right. Do you know what happened in Venezuela? Yes, Android is following, of course. Android, I remember you mentioned it in the last live stream. You told me, hey, were you following? Yeah, so I know you are following what's going on. You feel TW, thank you so much for the sub. I hope you are still there. If you are still there, make sure to appear in the chat, say hi. Let us know where you are joining us from, your opinion. All right. I would love, as I said, to start today with a little poll. So I would love to hear your opinions. So first, let's start with this little poll. USA intervention was legal. USA intervention was illegal. And if you can say why. Haidar, hi. How are you doing, Haidar? I remember you from the last live stream. So can you vote in the chat, legal or illegal? 1 or 2 in the chat. I would love to see your opinions. So this is about what happened in Venezuela, how the United States went into Venezuela. Nice. Cursed gaming. Nice. So cursed gaming, it's legal. For Android, it's illegal. Very interesting, because this is exactly reality. Like, a lot of people have different opinions about what just happened. Cursed gaming first, hi, and think that this is legitimate, okay, legal, no problemo. But for Android thinks that this was illegal, a big no-no, big political no-no. So what about the rest of you guys? Do you think this was okay or this was a big no? So Android says no, it's illegal because if anyone had power, they should do anything they want. They should just go to other countries and bomb them and take their presidents hostage. What about cursed gaming? Can you justify why, do you think? Yes, exactly. He has been talking about Greenland, about annexing. We say to annex is when you take a part of the world and you make it your own, right? You just make it join your country. We call that to annex. All right. It's kind of what Russia did to Crimea, which started the war with Ukraine. Very nice. Actually, it was legal because the US authorities had their reasons. Like what? We'll discuss some of the reasons today, actually. Because there are multiple reasons, like drugs, like there was some accusations that the Venezuelan president is involved in some drug activities. So, people joining, hello, welcome. Today we are discussing Venezuela situation. I would love to hear your opinions first before we dive deep into the matter. But do you think it was legal or illegal? Johnny Apple, no country is safe. This is what seems to be the case. This is what seems to be the case, that no country now is safe. And I would love to remind you also of what happened in Iran. Iran, the United States flew 3 airplanes, I think, 3 or more. During the night, they went to Iran, they entered Iran, they bombed their nuclear facilities, and then they went back to the United States. Also, in Iran, the same country, the United States is Israel actually went there and assassinated multiple scientists. It seems there no country is safe. Next is Colombia. This is what's been the yes. This is what appears to be the case. Uh, okay, great. So some of you guys said, well, it was legal. Some of you said it was illegal. What about the people in Venezuela? Do you think the attack helped people in Venezuela, or the American attack, hurt the people in Venezuela? Helped or hurt? You can just type for me one of these two words: helped, hurt. So the attack that the United States, it helped them. I really like cursed images. How did it help Venezuelan people? Can you expand a little bit? Just a couple of sentences. Look, today we're talking about politics. We are going to look into the details of what happened. We're going to discuss, but at the same time, we're also learning some language. Like this is what we want to do. So we are also learning some language. So if you can write for me a simple sentence telling me why do you think it helped, why do you think it hurt, why do you think it's legal, why do you think it's illegal. This is also a chance for you to practice your English, to see how well you can express yourself. And also, you are going to learn. If you don't know a word, just tell it to me. Just explain it or use any word you know, and I will help you use better words. So this is how we are going to do it today. Cursed Gaming. I love the name of your channel, by the way. Cursed Gaming. It helped them. It helped Venezuelan people. U.S. actions helped or hurt American people. What about the rest of you guys? What do you think? Cursed images think the actions were legal and they helped the Venezuelan people. What about you? Android says, well, it's illegal. I'm not sure about his opinion about the people. All right. No country without system. Of sure. And please, as we go through through these exercises, please, I would love to remind you to double click on the screen. It does not take a lot of time. It takes like 2 milliseconds to double click on the screen to give this video a like, to help it expand, to help it reach more and more people. I would love to reach more people so that we can have more, more ideas, more opinions. Next one. This person, Maduro, hero, evil. What do you think? It's very interesting how the perspective about the same person can change so much. A lot of people would consider him a hero. A lot of people would consider him evil. What about you? What do you consider him? Hero or evil? A hero who should be protected or celebrated, or an evil who should be prosecuted. I'm waiting for your answers. So I just want to remind you of what we are doing today. Not hero and not an evil for Android. Well, he is just a man. So I would love just to remind people who are just joining today. We talk about the Venezuela situation. The U.S. Attacked Venezuela and took their president and his wife, and a lot of people have different opinions about this. I want to hear yours. This is the president of Venezuela, and a lot of people consider him evil. A lot of people consider him a hero, a national hero. What about you? Or let's go to this person, this guy, this handsome guy, hero or evil? What about this man? A hero or an evil? Oh, Android, would you still consider Trump not a hero and also not an evil? Or do you have a specific adjective to describe the man? You know, even Americans these days are considering America Donald Trump an evil. He just want his own good. Given that he said no more wars, a lot of people said, well, he is contradicting himself because he said no more wars. We don't want any other fights. We don't want to fight other countries. But now he is intervening in Ukraine. Well, he stopped that kind of. He intervened in Iran. He intervened in Venezuela. Now he is thinking about intervening in other countries. So it's very interesting to see this unfold. And this is Venezuela, of course. This is Venezuela. It's very close to the United States. Different opinions on everything. Let me say. I don't like him. No offense. He has different opinions on everything, and I don't like him. No offense. You are not offending anyone here on this channel. You are talking about Maduro or Donald Trump. And by the way, cursed images, if I may ask, which country are you watching us from? So here you're talking about Maduro or you're talking about Donald Trump? Because you did not specify. Mostly you're talking about Trump, I think. Trump knows everything about everything, of course. He's a know-all man. But as I said, a lot of even his supporters, even Donald Trump die-hard fans, now are not happy about what he's doing. Well, some of them are, but others are not, because they say, well, he promised that he will stop wars, not start new wars. So that's why a lot of people are absolutely not happy about what Donald Trump is doing. Um, this is not what he promised. Okay, let's take some. Let's learn some facts about Venezuela before we carry on. Venezuela has the largest reserve of wheat, oil, water. Venezuela has the largest reserve of what? Which of these three? One, two, or three? And this can be a very important factor, very important reason why the United States is very, very interested in having its foot in Venezuela. A lot of people say this is the main reason. And even Donald Trump said that too. Okay, indeed, oil. Oil. Venezuela has the largest reserve of oil. And we all know how important oil is in today's economy. Oil, exactly. It's a lot of people say, well, what's happening in Venezuela today is exactly what happened in Iraq almost 20 years ago. It's the same story. They have weapons of mass destruction. They are uh, uh, a drug. They are drug lords, and it's this. We want oil. Okay, sure. Serve yourself. Okay. Who is the current president? The current. What's his name? What's the name of the president? Hello, hello. Whoever you are from China or from Korea. Sorry, I think Korea. This is Korean. I think. I hope this is Korean or Japanese. I hope it's one of them. And I'm sorry if I'm mistaken. So how are you doing? Can you write for me your name in Latin? Maduro. Can you write for me your name in Latin so that I can call you with your name? Hugo Chavez, Juan Guaido, I hope I'm not butchering these names, Nicolas Maduro. Because sometimes I do be butchering names. Of course, it's Maduro. It's the guy that we saw in the previous pictures. Where is he? Yeah, Maduro. Nice. Yes, this is the guy. All right. Maduro. Cool. Let me hide this. So before the intervention, before what America did last couple of days, like intervening, going to this is what we call in English. I'm gonna write for you the words. We would love to learn some words, as I said, in English. Boots on ground. Boots on ground mean like they have an actual army on the ground. Okay, so the United States went to Venezuela. They did not just attack; they have now military in Venezuela, and they have even appointed a temporary. Temporary means just like for a limited time. Temporary, temporary. All right, temporary. A temporary president. So I think she's a woman. I don't know her name. I'm sorry. Um, and yes, is anyone watching us from Venezuela? I would that would be very interesting if we can get a point of view of people who are actually there. So before they did that, what did the United States do? They provided military aid to Venezuela before the intervention. They imposed economic sanctions, or they built new oil refineries. One, two, or three, what did America do before they went and attacked Venezuela? What did they do? One, two, or three. You can just write for me the number in the chat. And as I said today, what we are doing, we are discussing what happened, but also we are combining that with learning English. We want to learn some English today, so that's why I'm sharing with you some vocabulary. We are also going to do a listening later on after a couple of exercises. We are going to do a listening. So this is basically what we do today. So what did they do? They did sanctions. So a sanction is basically kind of a punishment, an economic punishment. Is when you limit a country's access to some resources. Is when you ban, boycott, do a lot of things. It's number two actually. It's economic sanctions. Number three is what they are planning to do. This is what they want to do later on. They want to refine, to build some oil. No, no, number two, yes. Yes, it is number two. So this is what they want to do later on. They want to build some oil extraction facilities, some like buildings to take uh, oil. And a lot of people say, well, that's the original plan, actually. I don't know. Is that the original plan? I don't know. All right, let's go to the second one. I'm going to jump this one. Uh, yes. So the sanctions that the United States imposed on Venezuela, they improved the Venezuelan economy. They led to more sanctions and hardship. They had no impact on Venezuela. What do you think happened after the United States imposed some sanctions on Venezuela? One, two, or three? Great time. Two, hard time. Or three, no problemo, no problem, no effect. Two, and right. All right. Yes, it's absolutely number two. Yes, it led to more hardship. Oops, this one is already there. Let me see this one if you don't mind. I would love to see the question. Yes, Maduro has escaped Venezuela before the American attack. Is this true or false, guys? Is this true or false? Maduro escaped Venezuela before the American attack. Is this true or false? This one, of course, is false. He was taken to custody. To custody. And what do we mean by custody in English? Custody basically means when someone is waiting to go to court. So before you go to court, you are taken to custody, meaning you are arrested. So you are arrested by the police, and then you are in custody, meaning you are in a small prison or in small jail before you go to trial, before you go to court. We call that custody in English. Custody. So when someone does a crime, he is arrested before he is sentenced, before he appears in front of a judge. He is taken to custody, and that's exactly what happened to Maduro. He is not jailed yet. He is not in court yet, but he is in custody. Number two, uh, the US has imposed, I think we already said this is true. I don't want to repeat my question. US intervention in Venezuela is partially due to its large oil reserves. Is this true? Do you think this is true? Do you think that's part of the reason why America intervened in Venezuela is because Venezuela has lots and lots of oil that Americans love, that Americans really adore? This is true, of course. This is true. Next one. Yes. So, what the United States is doing and has done in Venezuela has helped reduce the corruption Corruption is when politicians are doing bad things. They are stealing. They are doing bad things in their country. Did this happen? Did it lead to less corruption, which is true, or do you think this is false? True. This is absolutely false. It did not lead to anything of the sort. Okay. So let's go now. So now we are going to listen to a small passage from one of our videos about the Venezuela situation. This is what we do best: tell story and teach you English through those stories. So we are going to listen to a small passage about the Venezuela situation. It's a small listening passage. So let's listen to it, and then I want you to focus because I'm going to ask you some questions after that, right? There will be understanding or comprehension question and also some language questions. So let's go. So let's stop this and let's listen to this. All right, this is the video. It's a 1 hour video. Well, 51 minutes of like detailed information about what happened in Venezuela, so you can watch it on your own time. But we are going to listen only to chapter 1. So let's listen.
It repeats patterns. And once you see the pattern, you will never watch the news the same way again. Let the story begin. Chapter 1. The night power was taken away. The night was quiet. Too quiet for a country already under pressure. Lights were on in a few buildings. Phones were still awake. But something felt different, as if the air itself was waiting. Then the news began to spread.
This is kind of a story about what happened in Venezuela. We are learning the facts and learning English at the same time, just for people who just joined us.
Not with celebration, not with music, but with confusion. Reports said that Nicolas Maduro and his wife were taken into custody. No long speeches, no public images, only short statements, careful words, strong reactions.
And as they said, custody is when you take someone to jail, but they need to appear in front of a judge. So we call that custody. The person is arrested, but he is not yet sentenced. So sentence is when we say we sentence you to 20 years, sentence you to 40 years. They are not sentenced yet, but they are waiting trial.
For many people, it did not feel real. A president is a symbol, a face on walls, a voice on television, a name repeated for years. And then, in one night, that symbol was removed. Some people stayed silent. Others rushed to social media. Many asked the same question, again and again. How can this happen so fast? No matter what people believed about him, the moment was heavy. Because this was not just about one man. It was about power. When power disappears suddenly, fear fills the space. In some homes, families watch the screen in silence. In others, the TV stayed off. Parents spoke quietly. Children felt the tension without understanding it. A country does not stop breathing when power changes, but its heart beats faster. That night showed a simple truth. Power can look strong for years and still be taken away in hours. This was not the first time in history, and it will not be the last.
Unfortunately.
For years, the system had revolved around one center, one voice, one decision point. Many institutions depended on loyalty. Many answers depended on approval. When power is built this way, it feels stable, until it is not. The arrest, real or disputed, became a symbol overnight, a symbol of how fragile control can be. Some called it justice, others called it aggression.
Exactly. And this is what we talked about. And maybe since I see a lot of people are just joining our live stream, I think I will go back and redo our polls, our voting. Because in the beginning, there weren't a lot of people to attend to vote. A lot of people have different opinions about the incident, the American attack on Venezuela. Some people say this is justice. This is what should be done. This is the law. Other people said this is against the law. This is aggression. This is violence, like without any cause.
Many did not know what to call it at all. But beyond the arguments, one question stayed quiet. What happens to a country when its leader is suddenly gone?
Exactly.
Not replaced, not voted out, just removed.
And taken by another.
There is a moment after such events, a short moment, before analysis, before politics, before speeches. In that moment, people feel something deeper. Uncertainty. Uncertainty does not ask who is right. It asks who is safe. Who controls the streets? Who controls the money? Who speaks for the country now? These questions do not wait for answers. They create tension by themselves. This chapter is not about proving guilt, and it is not about defending power. It is about the moment when authority breaks. History shows a pattern. When systems depend on one figure, they shake when that figure falls, not because the person was perfect, but because the structure was fragile. Strong institutions survive leaders. Weak institutions fall with them. That night, many people understood this without words.
I want to go back to this. So, strong institutions survive leaders. Weak institutions fall when the leader falls.
At night, many people understood this without words. They felt it in their stomachs, in their silence, in the way they checked the news again and again. A leader can be removed, but fear stays, and fear spreads faster than facts. Outside the country, reactions came quickly. Statements, condemnations, support, warnings.
Exactly. I love this. So, there is condemnation, there is support, there is fear, there is
Statements,
like
condemnations, support,
a lot of reaction.
warnings. Each side used careful language. Each side told its own story.
No one wants trouble with you.
But inside the country, the story was simpler. People wanted to know what would happen tomorrow.
This is a question we want to
Would
ask.
schools open? Would prices change? Would borders close?
Especially we are talking about the biggest producer of oil in the world. This is the country with the largest reserve of oil. So this will affect, or will this affect gas prices around the world? Maybe. You remember what happened in Ukraine and Russia? When Ukraine started the war with Russia, oil prices just skyrocketed. Skyrocketed means they increased very fast and suddenly. So maybe this will be the case again. And we hope not.
Would violence follow? Power, when taken, leaves questions behind. This is why the night matters. Not because of who was arrested, but because of what the arrest represents.
Exactly. It's about the messages that were sent the night of the arrest of Maduro, the night of the attack on Venezuela. A lot of things changed.
A moment when control shifted. A moment when certainty broke. For some, it was hope. For others, it was fear. For many, it was both. This chapter does not end with answers, because that night did not give any.
Okay, so I think we stop here for a moment, and I would love to seize the opportunity now to uh, share this poll and ask you guys, do you think what happened, what America did in Venezuela was okay, was legal, was like okay to do, or was it illegal? Was it a big no-no? Was it something that should not have been done? What do you guys think? Can you write for me in the chat? One or two, only number. One or two in the chat. Do you think what happened in Venezuela was okay, was legitimate, was legal, was approved, or do you think it was illegal? It should not have been done. That's like a violent intervention. That's aggression. Which one do you support more? One or two? If you can explain to us why, that would be fantastic. So for people just joining this channel, welcome. This is WooEnglish. Our channel specializes in teaching you English through stories like the one we have just been listening to. So it's stories about what's going on in the world, and we take that and learn some English from it. So what do you think? It was invited. He said, "Come get me." Nice. Okay, so floored for the Lord. I like that's a very musical name. Floored for the Lord. Nice. So Floored for the Lord said yes, it was invited. The United States was kind of provoked and also kind of called upon to intervene. What did the rest of you say? What do you guys say? Do you think it was legal? It was okay? Do you approve of what happened in Venezuela or no? Or so while you are thinking about, I hope you will share with us some of your opinion. I would love to ask another question. Do you think what happened? So Lord for the Lord maybe can share with us his opinion or her opinion. Uh, do you think this action, the attack on Venezuela, it helped Venezuelans? It did not help Venezuela. It hurt them. Which one do you think? Which one do you think is the case? It helped the Venezuelans or it did not help the Venezuelans? Of course, too, it hurt. So Android says it hurt the Venezuelans. It was not in their favor. So maybe we finish with something else. All right. So let me go back to what we listened to. So we listened to a small passage. Can you tell me true or false? The night was described as too quiet for a country under pressure. And normally, when a country is under pressure, there is a lot of voices, a lot of music, a lot of things going on. So if you were listening well, how was the night described? Was it described as too quiet? The Venezuela. Okay, I would love to hear to discuss this. So the Venezuelan people seem to be celebrating. I cannot say if uh, they if it is for their benefit or not. Very interesting. Yes, some Venezuelans were indeed celebrating the fall of Maduro. But you know, Lord for the Lord, if you can tell me your name, or if you just prefer me to call you by your tag name. Uh, well, a lot of people, they are against Maduro, but they are happy because Maduro is gone, but they are not happy because the United States is now or may be controlling their oil reserves. We cannot tell. I think the safest answer is that we cannot tell now. I think the safest answer, we don't know what's going to be the outcome. Okay, let's work on a little exercise. We are almost finished. Um, but this is very interesting. What's happened today? A lot of new viewers today. So can you fix for me the sentence? So this is a sentence. It's disordered. Can you order it for us? Quiet 2 was night B. As I said, in WooEnglish, this is a channel. It specializes in two things, two great things: sharing current events and sharing them through stories. We don't teach you just what's going on in the world. We also teach you some English for people who are trying to improve their English. We teach you through a method that we believe is the best method to learn any language, which is to expose yourself as much as possible to it. So we expose you to English every single day. We expose you to English through interesting stories, through informative content. So it's not just like whatever. It's interesting content. You call me GT, nice. Me too. I'm GT as well. You can call me the L. Chef Jamal Petty. Chef, do you have some content for cooking on your channel? L. So I don't know what that is. Is it an L for me? Is it an L for what the United States did? Is it an L? You call, oh, of course, sure. Lord for the Lord GT. So GT says the Venezuelans seem celebrating, and I totally agree with that. I regret not understanding anything. Haidar again, not understanding what we say. Haidar, we are talking about America and Venezuela. America and Venezuela. Do you like what happened or you don't like what happened? Let me put this in very simple terms for you. Okay, so can you fix for me this one already? Android did that. So he said the night was too quiet. Absolutely. Another one. Another one. So can you fix this sentence for me? Symbol A is President A. This is from our listening that we have just done. So can you help me fix this sentence here? Because it was a sentence about Maduro. So a president is a symbol. I think that's the correct one. Okay, last one. What do you think will be the result of the US intervention in Venezuela? Let's end with this question. What do you think will be the result of this intervention of the United States in Venezuela? Fun fact, Russia talked to USA to take Venezuela and let them move to in Ukraine. Nah, interesting. Interesting. I have okay, so I'm trying to share with us some interesting news here. So that Russia talked to US so that Ukraine would go to Venezuela and Ukraine or Russia would go to Ukraine and the United States would go to Venezuela. Very nice. They are dividing the world amongst themselves. Very interesting. So what do you think will be the outcome? So we all saw what happened, and we all well, different people have different opinions about what happened in between the United States and Venezuela. Some people approve, some people don't approve. Some people like that, some people don't like. Some people agree with that, some people don't agree. But can we discuss the result? What do you think? What do you think is the possible result of this? Do you think oil prices will stay the same? Do you think the world economy will be affected? Do you think Venezuela as a country will be affected? Do you think other countries will be afraid now of the United States? Because compare what the United States did in Venezuela with what Russia is doing in Ukraine. So a lot of people say, no, what's going on in Ukraine is absolutely a no-no. But others will say, well, what's happening in Venezuela is okay. I hope I'm making sense. I think the last sentence was not clear enough. So people agree with what's happening in Venezuela, but don't agree with what's happening in the United States in Ukraine. Just look at the gold prices. Yes, absolutely. Yes, gold prices is one example. So I think we stop here for today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and don't forget to go to our channel, WooEnglish. This is the channel I'm going to share with you. So this is our channel, and it has lots and lots of content that you can watch. It we already shared lots of videos about what's going on in Venezuela. So our videos, of course, teach you English through stories, through. So this is our main channel. You can just go to the channel, click on the channel, and you can see all these videos. We have videos about that, about Russia, about the German bank heist that happened recently. $30 million were stolen from a bank in Germany, prices in 2000. So we have a lot. We have habits. We have lots of content that you will absolutely enjoy, and all of it is centered around learning English. Also, we have live streams like the one we are watching today, where we get to discuss our videos, to learn some language from our videos, to help you learn and practice your English on the daily. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time watching. Thank you, and see you.